All right, we are live. Once again, we're live again for the second time tonight with the FusionCast. I'm your host, FusionCast. Along with me, again live, is Rebel Blood 80. How are you doing, sir?
For the second time,
For the second
I'm
time
doing
tonight,
all
you're doing
right.
all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I was doing a lot better the first time. Yeah, you asked me, and yeah, so technical difficulties. We haven't had that many technical difficulties in 31 episodes, so I can't complain too much, I guess.
That's true.
Uh,
But how are you doing?
It's been a week. It's been a week, a pretty good week. Some big new games came out, but we are going to start with some big news that you are interested, I know. And
Oh yeah, what's that?
That is the Nintendo 64 4K. Did you hear about this new system?
Wow, what do you think?
Did you hear about
I'm
this?
the one that told you that you got to put it as a part of this podcast.
You did. So hey, I'm giving you the reins.
You didn't know anything about it until I brought it up, did you?
I feel like I saw some YouTube videos and I didn't click on it, but I'm gonna give you the reins for this topic. So you lead me here and tell me all about it.
Well, I don't know that much about it because it's a ways off.
Ways off
next year.
Oh, 2024. Okay.
Yeah,
All
but analog doesn't move very fast.
No.
This is a FPGA system being brought out by the same company that I keep talking up all the time with about the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis NT and SG minis that I got from them. And they're doing a Nintendo 64, and it's going to be in 4K, and it's going to be fully compatible with all of the games.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's going to have 4 controller ports on it. It doesn't come with a controller more than likely, but it's also probably going to be kind of pricey.
So
People are estimating $400 to $600.
Ooh,
compared to the other two systems I got were about $220 each with tax and delivery.
$400. Wow. So is this a cart? Is this a physical media system?
It is. It plays the actual Nintendo 64 cartridges.
Okay.
Directly.
Now,
non-emulation.
Okay, so is it an emulation box as well, or no, just the physical carts?
Just physical carts.
Okay.
You could do some wonky stuff with analog stuff after the fact, but they're made and built just for physical carts.
And it's going to upscale the games to 4K. Will any like frame rate boosts on this at all, or no?
I don't think so, but there is talks, or I saw that they listed that you'll be able to enable and disable the expansion pack card and stuff like that. So I'm super excited for it. And you should be too.
Does it? Let me get to that real quick. Does it take the original N64 controllers, all of them?
Yes.
Okay. See, that it does sound exciting. But when you take a step back and then you think the N64 and the PlayStation 1 systems, I don't think the games hold up as well as the 16-bit and like NES, Game Boy. Well, maybe it holds up a little bit better. No, I don't think so. That's my one thing. The early 3D games don't hold up as well.
Not all of them.
Most of them don't.
Sure.
But
it's a slice of history, and they're going to beat Nintendo to 4K first with Nintendo cartridges. More than likely.
I got the games that I want to play on the Nintendo Switch Online. I mean, I really... Well, you know what? No, I do have the... Oh, man, okay. Those wrestling games, the WCW, NWO, and WF No Mercy, that is interesting. To get those upscaled to 4K, you may be onto something. You may be onto something there.
4K and 4-player couch co-op, because it's not going to be online or anything like that.
Yeah, right. You may be onto something. But then, like, I've booted up most of those games on the N64 Nintendo Switch Online app, and I've played them for a short. I'd say Wave Race and Pilot Wings are the two that I played the most. The other ones, take it or leave them. And I'm someone who loved the Nintendo 64, had a Nintendo 64 growing up, and used to love it. But those games just haven't aged well. I think every other system out, like the SNES, GBA, and NES, those systems have aged way better than the N64.
You're right.
So for somewhere in the guesstimate of a $400 to $600 range, woo, I don't know about that.
That's just the estimate.
I mean,
their systems are a little bit pricey.
And guess what? Is from what I know about analog, is nobody can get these, right? Am I crazy or no?
That's a possibility.
Yeah, right. So you might have to mark that price up when you have to buy it off of eBay. So.
So far, I think their biggest issue is the limited edition stuff that they do.
Okay, gotcha.
That stuff sells out real quick because they do like a almost like a wait list, and if you pre-order it, you'll get yours eventually. It's just when will you get yours? When will they make it? Because they seem to make these things in batches and they move them out slowly.
Okay.
Because I think we ordered both the SG and NT back in like February, and I didn't get them until June or July.
I wish I had a ton of Game Boy and Game Boy Advance carts. I'd get like the Game Boy one on there. It's pretty nice looking.
That actually you could. It has
an
a
emulation.
SD.
Ooh.
No, it's FPGA as well,
Okay.
but you could put an SD card in there with and after. I think you have to do some computer magic.
Oh.
But you could get it to play right off an SD card. But there's also a really cool device called what the hell are they called?
Steam Deck.
Evercarts.
Oh, the Evercarts. I've heard of those. Okay.
Yeah, and they work with these FPGA systems, no problem.
Okay.
Yeah, because I would like an analog pocket too. That thing just looks cool, and is a nice piece of hardware. They really make nice hardware.
They look. I mean, they're a really nice website, and the stuff does look really nice on there. So you have.
Yeah, and then you pair it up with 8-bit controllers.
I don't know these code names. So which ones do you have that are the actual systems? Tell me.
I have the analog NT, which is the Super Nintendo.
Okay.
And then I have the analog SG, which is a Sega Genesis.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yes, I would like the analog Duo. I just don't have the money for it right now. Which would be a TurboGrafx Duo, TurboGrafx 16, with the CD drive.
Oh, they're all sold out on their website. The Pocket's sold out. Everything's sold out.
You just gotta wait for them to do another batch.
Man, yeah, that sucks.
And then pre-order. I think pre-orders are up for the Duo. Yeah, you could pre-order the analog Duos.
Oh yeah.
Which I don't know which one I would get. If I would get the white one or the black one. Both look really nice.
I would be all about these Pockets. I've seen.
I really wanted an orange one.
I would be fine with just the black one. I actually like the black one. Looks really cool.
Yeah, you'll be able to get that one. I'm sure they're going to do another run of it, but it's these clear case ones that are limited edition, which the scalpers are buying up, or the glow in the dark one, which was kind of a novel idea, and I was really into.
Right.
But that sold out instantly. But yeah, I'm sure they'll do another pocket run because
this would be a nice.
That sold really well.
Oh, it's Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance. Okay, cool. This would be something I'd like to ask for like Christmas or something like that for my wife or whatever.
Yeah, but the problem is when you would pre-order it and you just don't know when you're going to get it.
Oh yeah, see that sucks.
Hard to line up with as like a Christmas gift.
Interesting. All right, yeah, I doubt there's no chance of me getting that N64, but how's the Super NES one? Does that upscale to 4K or no? Or 1080?
I don't think it's 1080. I think it's like 720p.
Okay. But it looks much better than the original SNES then, obviously, right?
Yes, because you're doing HDMI out, and it mimics... It's basically computer chips programmed to operate as the original Super Nintendo chips would.
Nice.
So in a way, it is emulation, but you're not emulating. You're emulating the chipset and not how the hardware performs. So it performs like the actual Super Nintendo would. Am I making sense?
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
We need. I would be interested in a Wii version of this. Maybe in about 10 more years. What do you think?
Maybe. I don't know. I was surprised at the 64 because I saw like the lead engineer do an interview a while back.
Yeah.
And after the Duo, because he was talking about doing the Duo, and he's like, "This is probably the last one because once you get into the more powerful systems, accounting for all that stuff is way too large of a scope." But they're doing a Nintendo 64, so
yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Maybe there's hope for
maybe in 20 years because I have more the most of Wii games, and yeah, they don't look great because they're obviously 480p. 480pp. All right, cool. Yeah, you are a big analog fan. You wanted to talk about that. I'm interested in the Pocket. Probably not the 64, but
I think it's going to be awesome. You're going to come over and you're going to be like, man, I should have got one of these. You still got to come over and check out the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis one.
I do, but I need to come over and check out the Steam Deck first. That's what I'm more interested in than you have right there than these other old systems. I can play these old games on Switch Online.
Not all of them.
Not all of them, you're right.
A very select few.
There's a big day. Today was a big day. We had a couple of big games launch that I'm very surprised we're in the game, or I think are going to be in the Game of the Year conversation. Before we get started, of these two, let's just jump around here. The Keeleys, I think there's going to be 6 Game of the Year nominees, right? What do you think those nominees are going to be?
Starfield.
That's one. Starfield. You think Starfield's going to make it?
Lord of the Rings Gollum. Forspoken. Man, I don't know. It's tough between those. Maybe Rise of Kong, Skull Island.
Skull Island.
Oh, please tell me you've seen this game.
I haven't seen it. I've heard about it though.
Yeah, everybody's saying
it's 1 year dev time supposedly.
Really?
Yeah.
I need to add it to my wish list.
Do you think either of these two games that are released today will make that top 6?
Of course.
Both of them?
Both of them.
Really? Okay. Think both Mario and Spider-Man will make it to the Keeleys' final 6. So that's 2 of them.
Yes. Nintendo is competing against itself for Game of the Year.
So we got 3. That's Zelda. That gives us 3 more. I think Baldur's Gate is probably going to be in there, right? So that's 4. Don't you think?
It might not at Jeff Keighley's Game Awards.
Because this is more of a console-focused show. Is that what?
They snub indies. It's basically an indie game, right?
Yeah, Larian, I think, is an independent studio, right?
Yeah, they are an independent studio, but it's like a triple A indie game. So it will most likely be there, but I would not be surprised if it's not there either, because there's been indie games that came out and I was like, oh, that's Game of the Year, and it was snubbed, right?
Mm-hmm.
For something that was AAA, which I thought the indie game was way better than the AAA game. It's all where the money goes, man.
Yeah.
But Baldur's Gate 3 is doing big money, so
it is. I think.
I'm sure it'll be there.
I think so. That's 4. I think Resident Evil 4 won't make it just because if it's a remake. I would.
Resident Evil 2 was
it in there in the Game of the Year conversation? Wow.
Yeah, I don't think it won Game of the Year, but it was in the conversation.
Final Fantasy 16. Do you think that's in there?
Probably.
But yeah, that's that's like a maybe.
I think
it's a coin flip between that and Starfield, which one gets in there.
If Starfield wins, I am going to lose my shit. That's what I'm going to do.
That's funny. Yeah, today we got Marvel Spider-Man and Mario Wonder both came out today. They're both 90 1 and 92 respectively on OpenCritic. I was very surprised at those reviews. Not because I didn't think they were bad games. I just didn't think that they would score that high. But man, this year is nuts for like games. Nuts.
Could go down as the best year in gaming history.
I think I think you can make a case easily.
We had Hogwarts Legacy this year.
Right. That's not going to be at the Keeleys because of the backlash probably. All these
Probably,
idiots.
Even though everyone tells me it's fantastic. I own it. I just haven't played it.
I'd say very good. I wouldn't say fantastic. You know what? It's got a great world. And actually, I was just thinking about like going back and like maybe trying to get the platinum in that because I beat the game and I heard it rushed through it. I think to finish it for Resident Evil. But there's still a ton of stuff that I could go back and do and try and get to platinum because that world is awesome, delightful, great combat. Yeah, I really would. That's something I'd really like to check back in and clean up some side quests and do some more stuff in it. There's still a lot of stuff that I can do in that game.
Dead Space came out this year.
Oh, I forgot about Dead Space. Yeah, man. Jeez.
That's supposed to be really good.
Yeah, that's coming to Game Pass. Right? EA, whatever their subscription thing is, EA Play, whatever.
Yeah, I'm gonna give that a shot when that comes out.
Yeah. This is bonkers. So like I'm 12% done with Spider-Man 2.
And I take it you didn't go into work today, huh?
No, I did. I probably played like 2 hours of it. So.
You played 2 hours and you're 12% through already?
Yeah. It's like in the 20-hour range, somewhere around there.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, 10%, 2 hours. So multiply that by 10. You're looking at like 20 hours, 20-something hours. Remember, it was like 30 hours to get the platinum to 100% it. So we talked about that last week. People were upset.
Armored Core 6 should be in talks, but it's not going to be. I know it's not going to be.
Yeah, I feel like the conversation around that game kind of died really quickly.
No, it's still going. It's still selling. It's still trending on the sale charts, yeah. It is the best-selling Armored Core game by far, I believe.
Okay.
I think I saw something. They just sold like 3 or 4 million copies.
But the opening of Spider-Man 2 is excellent. Very very spectacle. It's a big spectacle. Better than the first opening, definitely. Better than the second opening, definitely. What else? Visually, it's a stunning looking game. And yeah, I'm digging it so far. No spoilers or anything, but yeah, definitely. I put AC Mirage down, and I'm going to blow through Spider-Man and then go back to AC Mirage. I probably should have picked a different game to play before Spider-Man. Probably I should have went with something with Nintendo as a palate cleanser, but I didn't. That was a mistake.
Yeah, you should have done Pikmin, man.
I was thinking about that. I just didn't think I wouldn't have enough time to finish it, and I want to finish that. I think that is going to be after, actually. That's going to be before Cyberpunk. So I'll probably do Spider-Man, finish AC Mirage, then go to Pikmin, then Cyberpunk. So that'll be the next 5 months of gaming for me, probably. Does that mean Pikmin 4 is a big game, isn't it? Like 30, 40 hours?
It's up there for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still haven't, because you see a credits roll, but there's still several hours to go after that.
Yeah.
A whole new map.
So, highly recommend everybody who's watching this probably has Spider-Man 2. So, you need to get that Miles. You need to play that Miles deal. It's not DLC, but that Miles game.
It's supposed to be DLC.
What?
Wasn't it supposed to be DLC? But then they expanded on it so much that they.
No, they had DLC for the first game. I don't think this was ever supposed to be DLC.
Well, it's DLC size. It's expansion pack size.
It's about 10 hours. Yeah, I would say you're going to call it expansion pack. Yeah, sure. I think it launched at like $40, I think, so. You have been playing...
Yeah, I'll play it someday.
You have been playing Super Mario Wonder, correct?
About an hour and a half tonight. Yeah, it is fantastic.
It is supposedly the best Mario game since Super Mario World, the 2D Mario, correct?
Well, that's what I heard. That's talk around
That's the
town.
talk around town. What are the people in your town saying about it? What are you saying? You think
It,
so?
it's me saying it about, I don't know, 20 minutes ago when we weren't recording,
Yeah.
thinking we were live.
Would you say this is the best Mario game on Switch?
For sure, hands down. And I've only played an hour and a half.
Better than Mario Odyssey, you think?
I do think so.
Okay.
Mario Odyssey, I played all the way through, but I kind of picked that game up, put it down, pick it up, put it down.
Mario
This one I
Odyssey is
wanted to
really
keep playing.
just a collectathon.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
that's a fair point.
I mean, I still loved it, but I'm down for a 2D Mario game, but I don't think I'm gonna be playing that until like Christmas time. I probably end up getting that for my youngest son, and I don't want to spoil Christmas by myself getting it and then having to hide it and play it, or having him see me play. I'm like, no, you gotta wait. So, so yeah, that's exciting to have a couple big Switch game, a big PlayStation game released this week.
Big
news.
Xbox game.
It was last. Well, did Forza came out in October, correct?
I believe it came out last week, but yeah, it came
so
out
I mean, a big game for each platform releasing this month. We haven't had that. I mean, when's the last time we had that?
too many years, man.
Yeah, I think
It's good to have quality games coming out again.
it is.
Like Kong Skull Island.
Kong Skull Island. That is the game of the year contender. That's gonna win the Keeleys, right?
Man, if it wasn't like it's outrageously priced, even right. It's supposed to be super bad, super short, and it is. Oh, they put it on sale probably because it's not selling. It is $40 for this garbage game.
That's bad. That's bad. That's some bad stuff right there.
Yeah. Came
Uh,
out October 17th and has 44 negative reviews already on Steam.
I've also been playing a couple other games this past week.
Yeah. Are we all already out of news?
That's really it for the week, man. It was a light news week. Nobody was really, unless you got any more stories.
Well, the Activision merger finally happened.
Oh, didn't we talk? We talked about that last week, didn't we, or no?
Well, we said it was expected.
Oh,
to happen
yeah, it did. Okay, it
Friday
officially
when
did
we
happen.
Yep. And nothing's changed.
No,
Everything's the same, right?
the same. I think Phil Spencer did do like a Xbox podcast, and did basically say that like, yeah, there's no surprise games coming, and there's nothing going to happen until like 2024 because they didn't get to, like with Bethesda. Bethesda was a private company; they knew it was going to close, so they could go in there or ahead of time and get all this stuff ready. Whereas Activision, they weren't able to, and with the court case, they couldn't do all that stuff. So they said not till sometime in 2024. Don't expect any like drop of Activision games.
And he did do the talk. He talked the talk that Phil talks. He said that Activision has a lot of IP, and they're pretty much looking forward to using all the IP and going to let the creators create and stuff. You know, he used all them words that make people happy.
Oh yeah, he's full of shit. So like, if the Call of Duty devs are like, we want to go and make this Magic Fairy game, and he's gonna be like, yeah, sure. No, that's not happening.
True, but I hope they do work with a lot of the Activision IP that they now own, because there's so much of it and so much gaming history I'd love to see revisited. Hell, I'd be happy with a new Tony Hawk.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see anything with this deal, anything big coming out of this deal for like 4 or 5 years at least, right? I mean, you might get Call of Duty on Game Pass and some of the other stuff on Game Pass, but
we're not going to see anything that's not already in production. Nothing surprising that Microsoft put in place, right?
Right, yeah, nothing.
For several years. Something's gonna come out and everyone's gonna be like, oh, Microsoft did awesome, and it was probably already in pre-production because Activision was already working on it for the next,
like the start of next generation.
Yes,
is probably where we're at with this.
I saw somebody talking, and about this, and I agree. I would love to quote, but I forgot who said this. One of the podcasts, but Toys for Bob. They now own Toys for Bob, right?
Yeah.
And Toys for Bob could make a really good Banjo Kazooie game.
They've had Banjo Kazooie. They've owned that IP for 20 years. Has it been 20 years?
Has it been that long? I don't want to say it's been that long because I'm gonna feel really fucking old if you say that.
When did they get Rare for the original Xbox days?
I think it was right before the 360. Well, not right before because they had that game that launched like right at the end of OG Xbox. Because Rare didn't release anything on Xbox, did they? I don't
2002.
think they did.
So it has been 21 years. September 24th, 2002. They bought Rare for $375 million. Oof.
Yeah, but Rare's not going to make a Banjo-Kazooie game now.
Right, but my thing is that they haven't made a Banjo-Kazooie game in 21 years.
No, but Toys for Bob can.
Right, but I don't think that kind of goes against what he's saying. Like, oh, hey, why don't you guys make, there would be forcing another IP on Toys for Bob when Toys for Bob probably. Why would anybody at Toys for Bob want to make a Banjo-Kazooie game?
I mean, why not? I mean, if not a Banjo-Kazooie game, at least they could do like another Skylanders game.
I would say that there is a good chance that
and guest character for include Banjo-Kazooie as like a guest character or stuff like that could start happening.
Banjo-Kazooie is not a Activision property. I just don't think that like they want to make,
But
they don't want to make
Xbox
somebody
properties.
else's leftovers. Like, nah, but still, they're not. They don't. The only way that they would make a Banjo-Kazooie game if someone with Xbox said, "Okay, here, you guys are making a Banjo-Kazooie game," which goes against everything that they say.
Holy cow! I forgot about that. Toys for Bob worked on Overwatch.
Now, Toys for Bob might make another Crash game, or like you say, a Skylanders game or something, maybe, but or a new IP. I would think Toys for Bob would rather make a new IP than a freaking Banjo-Kazooie game.
Did you ever play those Skylanders games?
I did not know.
They look neat. I never got a chance to play one.
Yeah. No, so don't. You just get that out of your head. Toys for Bob's not making another Banjo game. Nobody's making a Banjo game.
No, I'm saying make a Skylanders game and include Banjo-Kazooie now. Because I wanted to play those Skylanders games. Just don't make all the damn toys.
The bear's dead. So is the bird. They're both dead. Oh no, they're on Smash Brothers. You can play them in Smash Brothers. Nintendo cares about Banjo-Kazooie.
Yes, more than
Xbox. Yes,
Xbox.
Nintendo has made a Banjo-Kazooie game. They're taking care of the Banjo-Kazooie IP. They should have made a Banjo-Kazooie game. They should have made more than Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts in the past 21 years. They should have, but they haven't.
I like Nuts and Bolts.
I think it's pretty solid. I think it's all right. Yeah. I liked it. I liked it as well. Yeah, so I mean, we're not going to see anything of this. We might be dead by the time we see anything and this happens.
Oh man, I don't want to be dead.
Did you think about it like when Tears of the Kingdom came out? I'm thinking to myself, realistically, in my lifetime, how many more Zelda games do I have in my lifetime? If we would took 6 years from Breath of the Wild to Tears of the Kingdom, I'm thinking like, oh man, not that many.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
That is unfortunate. They need to speed up dev time on these games here.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Insomniac has done a pretty good job with this world, like of, kind of. They're reusing New York. I think it was really smart to kind of like, and it cut down on dev time. They've gotten 3 games out since 2018, 2020, 2023. So I mean, I don't mind that technique, really.
Yeah, that's not bad.
They should more open world games should do that. Use the same, or I like what like Far Cry did for some of their games, where I think New Dawn was like kind of the Far Cry 5, but they kind of like blew it up and it was in the future and the stuff, or like post-apocalyptic or something like that. Because man, these games you got
Yeah,
you
but then you run
can't just
the dangers. Go ahead.
can't just have these games taking 6 years to make. I mean, come on, you got to figure out some way to cut down on dev time.
Yeah, but then the developers are going to get flack for like when shit, what was that Far Cry?
The Primal.
The caveman one.
Yeah,
Far
Primal.
Cry Primal, where it used the same map as which was it, Far Cry 4?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, who cares? I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I didn't mind it at all either, but you could call the devs lazy by doing that though too.
I mean, stupid people will. I mean, there's probably like 10 people on the internet that would do that.
You could call it an asset flip.
Yeah, who cares? I mean, yeah, it's not like the devs are like, oh, hell, we're just laying back and doing this. Oh man, it's the company that wants them to do
No, I
that.
agree with you. I kind of like what I played of
And that's
Primal.
That is where that's one of my pet peeves when people like say stuff like that. These people call the devs lazy. It's like, okay, then you just hit your button doot 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 on the computer and turn your computer phone off and don't listen to the like 5 dumb people that would say that, really.
But devs are lazy though.
Yeah, when they don't want to go into the office and go to work. Yes, I agree.
Right.
No, I think I like. I mean, like PlayStation did that with a few of their games, like Uncharted. Then they had that Lost Legacy. Like I think some of these teams should have like a B team. When you get the full game out there, should hand that off to the B team and make like a smaller spin-off game while the other team works on the main game.
Cheaper. Don't forget, it's got to be cheaper too.
Yeah, totally.
Reduced
Yep.
price.
Like AC Mirage, baby. Not the best game in the world, but it's $50 and it's short.
Yep. Though it probably did come out in the wrong year because this year's been way too stacked.
Totally, man. I think this game would have been like much better received if it was like 2021 or something like that, or last year maybe. Yeah, it's just. But I think it did sell really well, so. I am surprised at how much I'm enjoying this game. I'm not going to say it's a game of the year contender at all, but it's just you know what it is. It's comfort food.
Maybe back in 2020,
junk food.
2021.
Junk food. It's like Doritos. You can't go wrong. Except when you step on the scale.
Yes.
And then other than that, really, I've been playing F-Zero 99. And I think you're wrong. You are wrong about F-Zero 99. There is a small amount of... There's some luck that's involved in there, but there is skill in there. You got your skill you're driving. You got to know when to hit your, like... your thing to shoot you up because you don't want to do it on a straightaway. You want to do it on corners when you can gain the most amount of spots. But that is a damn good game. I don't care what you say. That's going to be in my top 10 this year.
I disagree. That game is garbage.
You're a garbage human. You know that individual. I hope somebody TPs your house tonight.
Good. I'm low on toilet paper.
So are you? Is that going to be your weekend game, Mario Wonder?
Nope.
No.
Nope. I'm still playing Cyberpunk.
Oh man.
I'm actually going to play it a little bit with my wife this weekend. Try the couch co-op. But other than that, the only
PC?
other game I've been playing all week is Cyberpunk.
Couch co-op PC.
No, couch co-op and Mario.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about. Well, you said you were going to play Cyberpunk. You were going to do couch co-op, but I thought you were talking about Cyberpunk. Oh, that couch co-op Mario, man, that tests relationships. Whew.
No, it's not that bad.
It tests relationships,
a person lags behind, they do that little catch-up bubble thing.
But you can like jump and hit people and screw up their jumps.
Oh, I don't know if that's the case in this one.
Oh man, maybe you could turn that off. But I do remember, that not being a fun experience playing with my kids.
Hence why you don't want to get them Mario now, right?
And you whip the controller off their head and come to go to their room for screwing up your jump because they killed you.
Yeah, how are you going to make it to Star Road?
How many are we going to make the Star Road again because you suck? You're ruining my game.
No, I think it'll be all right.
Yeah, probably.
Most definitely.
Let's see.
It'll be fun. It'll be a reason to bust out 2 8-bit controllers at once.
Definitely.
Would you?
That's what you guys use for the Switch is the 8-bit DOS?
I'm gonna use them for everything here soon because that company is kicking it, hitting it out of the park.
Yeah.
8-bit though is amazing.
I need to
I
try
have
one of
the
those for my Switch.
yeah, I've got the Pro one for the Switch, and then I've got an older Pro. I've got the new Pro, which looks similar to like a 360 slash Nintendo Pro controller, and then I got the older Pro that looks like a Super Nintendo with the PlayStation handles on it.
Nice.
Yeah, both are real nice controllers. And for my analog system, I have 8-bit DOS as well, and they're modeled and work exactly like the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis controllers. They're fantastic.
Oh, did you I don't know if this has been debunked or what they've said about this yet, but they removed the original Nintendo Switch launch trailer from
I saw that.
Nintendo's YouTube page. I don't know if it's
Yeah,
been confirmed that it was like due to the music license, but
it could be any number of those
it could. I know that
stupid little things.
they did remove it when the Switch OLED launched for a few days, and then they renewed it and put it back up there. Um, there was another Switch kind of like rumor this week that it's supposed to have ray reconstruction, which I guess is supposedly a better form of ray tracing than what is in these two current PS5 and the Xbox Series consoles.
Yeah, and seeing that it could actually outperform the systems visual wise, because until you experience HDR and ray tracing in the proper game,
Yeah.
you don't know what you're missing. And then when you go back from that, you're like, oh, this isn't like ray tracing isn't that great, but when you pair it up with HDR and the right looking game, it looks fucking fantastic. And it's the new visual fidelity for video games. Not how many polygons are on the screen, but
Right.
how you can get the ray tracing and the visuals to pop with HDR, in my opinion.
It's supposedly DLSS 3.5 and the possibility of two SKUs, a digital only and a physical one.
DLSS is no joke. I
Yeah, I
use
mean
it
this is in
setting in Cyberpunk, and it's awesome. I get mostly 60 frames per second because of it with ray tracing at 1440p. Also, that's where you want to be gaming at. I'm sure I say this a lot on this podcast.
yeah.
4K gaming is overrated. You want to game at 1440p.
I mean, NVIDIA, they are partnered with the. Would you say NVIDIA is the better choice to partner with than the other two are with AMD?
I'm gonna say yes because that's all I've ever owned for PC
Yeah.
is NVIDIA products. So, well, not NVIDIA products, but their design, right? Because I buy different. My current card is made by Vega. Vega. And I think the last one I had was by Gigabyte.
Is that Sirwin Vega?
No,
Oh.
Sirwin Vegas were awesome.
I don't know if you would know what I was talking about.
Oh, my dad has some Sirwin Vegas
Oh yeah.
that, well, they need to be fixed because they're so old. They're from the late 60s. And so there's some woofer dry rot in them, so they got to be shipped out and fixed. But man, did they sound awesome back in the day. And will, once we get them fixed.
I also did have some Sirwin Vegas. I did love me some Sirwin Vegas.
That's your speaker talk for the week.
That's my Fusion recommends Sirwin Vegas.
What were we talking about again?
Speakers. So we were talking about
Before speakers.
NVIDIA versus AMD. That's how we got in there. I don't know. Oh,
I don't know. I don't want to give a recommendation because I've not used AMD graphics cards or, well, I mean, obviously we both have because they're both in the PlayStation and Xbox.
Right.
But I don't know. This will be interesting because apparently NVIDIA's making a chip specifically for the Switch 2.
Yeah.
Like it's not going to be available for anything else. It's just going to be for the Switch 2.
No, because this chip that they had on the Switch is just the what? I forgot what the NVIDIA Shield, basically, right?
Yeah, and it got hacked, and Nintendo didn't like that, so of course they're going to need something proprietary.
Right. Yeah.
It'll be much harder to hack.
I think they're getting a price bump on the Switch too as well. I wouldn't doubt if this thing's a 400 to 450.
Yep. Did you see the? We got some more news actually. Did you see that patent from Nintendo that people thought was the Switch 2 for a while?
I don't believe so.
There was a patent released, and it showed that the speakers were going to be on the bottom, all the buttons were going to be on the bottom, and there was only one joystick, and it really wasn't for anything other than showing that to get more real estate for a larger screen, they would move the buttons down to like the bottom of the unit.
Okay.
But it also got my brain thinking that they could release something way smaller, kind of styled after this patent, where you would kind of use the right touchscreen as an analog or something like that, if it was small enough to fit in your hands where you could reach that like a phone.
Anything
with a
touchscreen? No. I mean,
no, I'm in agreement with you, but I was just thinking like they could do like a pocket switch, and it'd be really tiny with like something like that. But it's not that. It just got my brain thinking like, oh, a pocket switch.
I want the next Switch to look exactly like what's on the screen here.
Yeah, I won't be buying it then. No, that is garbage. You're gonna smash that thing in half the first time you get angry at a game. You're gonna twist it, and it's gonna snap in half.
We're less than a month until the future arrives, baby. Come on, get on
$200 down the drain.
Get on that train. Let's go. I can't wait.
I
can't wait to. I'm doing a review for this. I'm gonna have a review.
You should do the review live, unboxing and review it live.
No, it's gotta be a proper video, edited and all that fun stuff. I want to do a test, in-home test, a test at your house, and then I'm gonna do a test at Target from the Target's Wi-Fi.
You should also do a random test, like driving around connected to random people's Wi-Fis with it.
You see if I can go to house and steal people's Wi-Fi from outside their house.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a good one. Yeah, totally. What are you doing? How you doing? Roll up with a film crew.
I had a friend. He used to do that to work on his college papers.
Oh wow!
Drive around neighborhoods looking for open Wi-Fi so he could get internet access, so he could work on his school papers.
That's funny. All right. Well, you know what? I'm ready to go back and play some more Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, it's time for me to cyber.
Time for you to cyber? Ooh.
Cyberpunk, that is.
Is you going to do some cybering tonight?
I'm going to punk it up.
Is it Cyber Friday? Cyber and chill?
Yes.
Or is cyber actually is the chill?
We're going to cyber and chill and punk.
Netflix and cyber?
It out. No Netflix.
Oh, man. All right, well, that's it for the show for this week. If anybody's watching after our fiasco, do me a favor, hit that like button, consider subscribing, and we'll be back Thursday or Friday. It's a mystery, I mean, sometimes we do.
It's a surprise.
Yeah, it's a surprise.
Leave a comment when you like.
It's always a surprise.
Hearing from us most.
Yeah, right. So, for FusionCast, for Red Blood, for Rebel Blood 80, I'm your host, FusionCast. We'll see you guys next Friday.
Adios.